Well, this week we're talking about finding confidence in the middle of the mess. I hope that as we've been walking through Psalm 16, that each day you're gaining more and more perspective and confidence in the middle of the mess that maybe you're experiencing in your life. So like day one, we talked about the fact that we're to take refuge. It's an active choice to trust God. And day two, we talked about there can't be a plan B. Only God and only His way. And the third day we talked about, hanging out with people who also trust God. And yesterday I reminded you that your middle, that mess, it's actually been entrusted to you to steward. And it's a beautiful place. And today I want to take you to verses 7 and verses 8. It says, I will praise the Lord who counsels me. Even at night my heart instructs me. I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With Him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. You know, these verses, I can totally relate when it says, I will praise the Lord who counsels me even at night. My heart instructs me. I found that being waken up at 3 a.m., that worrying hour, changed into an hour of prayer. It changed into instruction at night, that God actually finally got my attention, got me quiet, got me listening. And we can be so busy and so distracted in our troubles that we have a hard time hearing from God. And this reminds us that God counsels us at night. Often it's maybe the only time we're quiet and we're still and we're listening. Can I just encourage you to still yourself, to listen, and even if it's at night, even if you get woke up in the middle of the night, ask God to instruct you. Ask Him to teach you, because it's there and then that He will speak words to you that you can't hear in the clutter and noise of your life. But as you listen to Him, He also reminds us that if we keep our eyes always on Him, that with Him, He's at our right hand. He's like right here. He is ready. The right hand is actually a symbol of strength and security, and God is at our right hand. He is the one who will fight for you. And you know what? I remember the day my mom had come over. I was just feeling very upset over our kids that were running from the Lord and not sure really what to do about it. And my mom said, even if your kids don't choose to follow the Lord, what will you do? And I remember saying these words, that I will follow God no matter what. And it was a resolve in my heart that day that God was my right hand, that He was going to fight for me and our family, that He was my strength, and that I was going to keep my eyes focused on Him. So who or what are you focusing on? Because this psalm reminds us that we do not need to be shaken because God is at our right hand. That's how you find confidence, to know that God is fighting for you, that you don't need to be shaken. That David writing the psalm ends in verse 11. He says, you make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. This psalm wraps up and says, God shows us the way of life when we receive His counsel, when we keep our focus on Him. And He fills us with joy. Why? Because we have no messes and we have no troubles? No, because He's actually with us in the troubles. He's present with you. He's your right arm. That in fact, this is not all there is. The last line of this psalm says, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. Ultimately, all of our messes are going to be just a blink of an eye as we spend our time with eternity with our King. So can I just encourage you today that you can trust Him, you can find confidence in the middle of any mess.